mention them or ask me afterwards or at the networking event or whatever, okay? So, first, there's one more, okay. Yeah, I'm from TÜV SÜD. Who knows TÜV SÜD? Okay, nobody? Okay, one person. Okay, normally in Germany it's like this. If you've got a car, every 2 years, that's the thing why everyone knows it, every 2 years you have to do an examination with it to test if it's still able to drive or not, because of regulations and whatever. And that's why TÜV SÜD, or TÜV, is famous in Germany. But that's not everything we are doing. There are also other things like examination of what everything, kind of electronic things, roller coasters, what you can think, and also medicine things and whatever. So, but that's not everything. TÜV SÜD also has got an academy. Like every bigger company, there's an academy inside which are pulling the people forward to learn anything. That's at our TÜV SÜD, it's a Mitarbeiterschule, but we also got an academy for external people. So you can come to us and you can learn what we are proving, what we are certificating and whatever. So our academy is 30 years old. We have got 20 training centers all over Germany, and we have around 120,000 students a year which are coming to us, learning something about technical stuff or quality management, and should go out and handle safer, we hope so. Well, of course also it's not only in Germany, also international. We've got 1,500 trainers worldwide who are trying to learn people's stuff. Yeah, and I'm information manager there. My things I'm doing stuff with new media, with e-learning, and didactics as a big focus of mine. So that's enough from the company. What we teach is what we do. Like I said, we have got several things we're proving, examining, and so on. And if we teach people things, then it's important for us that the people learn what's important about it, what are the regulations about it, what are the applied rights you have to use, you have to look about, what's really needful to protect lives, what's useful and what's important to avoid accidents, and of course the latest know-how about everything. And the most important thing is we always try to do practical things, that everyone who is coming to us doing a training for 1 to 5 days is trying to do something practical. And that's often a problem. That's why I'm standing here. There are some subjects where it isn't able to do practical work, kind like high voltage. So we have got a course. It's called Switching Authorization, Operating Electric Plants from 1 kV, that means 10,000 volts to 30,000 volts. 1,000 volts to 30,000 volts, and well, you can come to us, you can do the training, you can also do it in other academies, but one big problem is that when you're coming to us, you're not able to handle or to train on electricity. Because if you're touching something what's quite dangerous, there'll be a lightning and you're dead. That's it. Because if you were ever touched in normal cable, you know how sizzling it is and how paining, and with 1,000 to 30,000 volts it's too much for your body. So normally you would die. And that's the thing. We've got one training center in Germany, in Leipzig, where you can train on the plants, on the machines, and switch, but, and that's the thing, without electricity, and only in Leipzig. We have got 20 training centers in Germany, but only on one training center you can do this. On the other 19 you are not possible. That means maybe there's one cell you can test or you can do kind of stuff, but mostly there isn't anything you can test. So we searched for partners who we said, okay, let's try this stuff in VR. Why? This is a great possibility to try to get such a dangerous thing into VR, really to test it out. And we searched for SenseLab.io. That is our supplier for VR, and Reshore, who is engineering such plans. And they said, well, cool, let's do it. Let's do also other projects with Science Lab. Okay, but this, they thought, okay, that's really cool because it's kind of a certification the people get. They have to make every 2 years that they're able to switch electricity, and they have to recertificate themselves. And that's the thing. We are not the only ones who are doing it. But normally, the academies are doing it, just saying, okay, here's a PowerPoint, these are the points you have to look about. Well, that's a plan. Look inside, okay, that's done. But there's never switching inside this training. And that's a pain point we saw and already also said, well, look, if you're coming to us and we want to train you with anything, and we want to say if you're going out of our academy, you're able to switch without any danger and you're able to do this, then you have to be safe by doing such things and switching operations. And we couldn't say before, but now we can because, well, it's not starting, because look the video of our VR scenario. Do you have to start it with the next, or? Yeah? Oh, okay, sorry. Back. Yeah. There's also kind of sound. Is it on? Yeah, what you can see is the head amount of the person who's inside the HTC Vive in this. Me, how I'm acting, it's normally how the people act, and also a spectator camera that everyone inside the room can watch what the people are doing, and the trainer and examiner is also able to do this. That's important. So everyone can see what are the faults and what did you do right. So next thing, kind of a switching and de-energizing thing. The thing here inside is, well, you see it's not so spectacular, but if you're doing something wrong, it will have an effect. And normally there are two people who are doing this de-energizing, one who's doing it, and the next one who is outside the room, and per wireless he's saying to him, you have to do that, and then it comes back, okay, I'm doing this, and I've done this, and then, okay, do the next step. And always this is kind of how it works. And how also in our trainings it's going that there are always two people who are doing this training. One is inside the Vive and one outside and giving the commandos. Yeah, we also got some little errors. And it's funny because okay, is this still there? It's funny because normally if people who don't work with electricity, you know, okay, we can I can switch, I can touch, it's no problem. But if there's an electrician who is doing this training, he already has kind of fear to touch some things, and that's how they really act. So normally they won't get any errors, and if, they're really, really surprised about. So, okay. Since we can now provide, because of this training VR scenario is everything we need about the switching equipment, and all operations are possible, and also the PPE, the personal protection stuff, like helmet and so on. It's really realistic, with an own switching facility with several rooms you can go into, and you can wander through it and then test everything like it handles in reality. You've got various switching cells, also important because one switching cell isn't like another. You have got high voltage tests, which are very important. You can do the errors, and of course the spectator views. It's very, very important for us. Good. Well, in a short, even interesting for you, what are the most, the biggest problems? Well, even most people think the biggest problems are getting CAD data, but that's not the fact. If you're going to a company and saying, well, we want to do this stuff, it's quite interesting for us and maybe also for you. They're likely often, okay, is it so good? But mostly if you come, yeah, well, it also could be PR for you. They're saying, okay, VR is cool, PR for us is cool, let's do it together, let's search the CAD data and try this out. So we just had to find Treasure, that was everything. Then we had to talk to SenseLab and program the whole thing to figure out the switching logic, to figure out what are the pain points in reality we can't simulate in VR. And it was a big thing. For them, one of them is there at the back, Christian, hi. It was really, really painful. For us, it wasn't. It was just, okay, how we can do it, how can we fix it, what's the possibility we can do. Okay, that's not right for right learning, for didactical things, you have to do it another way. But also, just for 25%, we can say. The most difficult thing for me as a member of such a big group was getting it on the way and rollout. The rollout nationwide because of the 20 training centers we have. It was kind of, well, I have to get the money. I have to figure it out how I can get 20 wives inside with the gaming laptops inside our IT infrastructure, and you are only allowed to use this kind of laptops or PCs which are buyable by now, and that's not possible to do VR normally. So I had to figure it out. And of course the regulations. And that was the most painful point, or were the most painful points I had to figure out how to fix them. Okay, of course even more, but little ones. Maybe who's working in a bigger company knows what it means. Good. I had to rush. I thought, so if there are any questions, just ask them.